Hi friends, welcome back or to the channel. My name's Jesse, Cadillac Rod and Customs. The last time you guys saw me, we finished the rotating assembly in the bottom end. And then it's been a crazy week. We've had dentist appointments, and then we had like the worst winds I remember this town having in probably a decade. And it was an absolute disaster. It was pretty bad. It was a shitstorm. That big pile. So needless to say, I am incredibly happy that I put a bag on that engine, because that would have been real bad. I mean, my heads they got a little dirt in them, but that's not bad because we're tearing them apart anyway. I gotta tell you, it looks good. No dirt, no dust, nothing. Thank you, cheap trash bag. Now, what I'm going to do today is I want to put the oil pump in, the oil pickup tube obviously, and the timing chain. Got to put the rear main seal in because I finally have that. And then we can put the oil pan on and have the whole bottom of this thing completely sealed and dried. So let's get to it, shall we? This rear main seal is a two-piece. It sits in that channel right there, which is, you see it? There we go. That channel right there. Ideally, you're supposed to put this in before you put your crank in, but I'm an idiot. So this is Velcro. There's a number on it. You see how the seal has a raised lip on it? Maybe? Yeah. You can see it in the line right there, right? That raised lip points towards the engine. So as you're going to put this in, your raised lip's on this side here. See? It goes in just like that. So the raised lip faces the front of your crank. Leave mine protruding about 1/4 of an inch. That's just a little more than 1/4 of an inch, but you know, leave it protruding on one side and sunk in on the other. And I'll do the opposite on the motor side, because that way both seams aren't lined up where this bolts in, and it gets a better seal that way. Got our seal here, and these seals, see how the center of that thing is darker than the outside? They have a metal rod that runs through the center of them to keep the shape, and also to help you drive it in there. Raised lip is facing the front of the engine. You just feed it in through here like this, and then once you get it as far as you can with your thumbs, I've got just a little blunt punch here and a salt hammer. Drive it down in there just as far as we have it sticking out of the cap on the other side. A little drop on each side of that rear main seal before we put the cap on. Just as a little peace of mind, you know what I mean? Now it's time to work on the oil pump. And I'm willing to cut corners and costs on a lot of things, but the oil pump was not one. So you can see I got a milling. And when I looked these up, they actually had 3 options for the pump for this engine. Was a stock, a high pressure, or a high volume. Naturally, I went with the high volume because if I have a leak, it's going to be a super leak, you know, because it's high volume. Now, in the box is my high volume pump. And I don't know if they always do, but mine came with the new shaft, which is pretty awesome actually. And I got 2 gaskets, one to mate the pump to the block, one to mate the pickup tube to the pump. A very crucial step here. This is just motor oil. Take your pump on the pickup side. Got some oil in there. Take your pump from the pickup side. Put your tube in here and just rotate it until you get oil to push out of it. Up here. I'll show you when it gets there. I can hear it. There it is. Okay, it's time to put the oil pump into place. So take our little gasket here. We're going to have to trim that corner. Dum dum. There's definitely a balancing act going on here. Let's get our second bolt in. Time to set the oil pan gaskets. And they have this fancy little notch, and this seal here, see it? Tiny little notch. The gaskets just lock right in there. They're a little off, but that's fine. So what I do, bring back the right stuff, put a little drop right here, like that. Oil pumps in, pickup tubes in, everything's tightened down and torqued. Got my gaskets in place. Now it's time to drop the pan. And these gaskets are kind of wonky, but I'll get them straightened out when I get them in, or when I get the pan down on there. Oh, also, I took a drop of Right Stuff and put it up here where those oil pan gaskets meet that rubber seal around the rear cap. I know there's torque specs for these oil pan bolts, but I'm not the one to go look them up and torque them down. On these cork oil pan gaskets, typically all I do is run them in until they're snug, obviously, and then tighten them down until the cork starts to kind of bulge out a little bit, and then I stop there. Been doing that on my Toyota for 15 years and I've never had a leak, so I'm just going to keep doing it that way. I'm going to get this tightened down and then I'll come back. It is time to put timing in. I went with Chloe's for the timing set. And I also went with a double row instead of a single because, again, I don't want to be back in this engine. The corrections or the suggestions say, I mean, Ford basically just says dot to dot right there, but it's a 3-way adjustable. See how it has the 3 keyways here? It's adjustable, so you can adjust your timing by 4 degrees. Advance it 2 degrees, or you can retard it 2 degrees just off of this right here, which is pretty fancy. Tells you that this is the keyway that you use if you want to retard 2 degrees, and it's like flat on the top. This one is rounded on the top, is your factory keyway, and the one with the weird house shape is your advance. I'm just going to go factory because this motor's pretty much just all stock anyway. Dot to dot with those guys. Then stick this in there. But my cam is in the wrong spot. So I got to rotate the cam. Dowel on the cam is pointed straight down. My keyway on the crankshaft is pointed straight up. My timing set should reflect the same. Like that. There we go. There we go. Now, there is a torque spec for this that I do plan on looking up. So it's 40 to 45, so I went to 43. I know. You're not supposed to jerk your torque wrench. I know. There we go. Timing chain is installed. It's so pretty, all double road and shit stuff. Double road and stuff. It's coming together. It's finally starting to look like something. Made a little bit of progress today. Wish I would have made more, but I only have, like I said, a few hours after work. It's not even 5 o'clock. And it's getting cold out here, and I'm tired of it, so. The only shitty part about having the oil pan on now is I can't garbage bag it for the night to keep stuff out of it. I'm gonna have to figure something else out to cover it up and dry it in. But the next time you see it, we're gonna start working on these. And those are gonna be fun. I'm excited to do them. I'm excited to show you guys how to do them. So if you made it this far, thank you. Appreciate you sticking around or stopping by. Like the video, sub to the channel, send your friends in, do the stuff, you know. Also, gotta remind you guys again that my car show is May 3rd here in East Carbon. Registration starts at 8:30. Come on out. The local off-road club is going to be here. They're going to have their RTI ramp out. Rory from Trumator is going to be here, so come out, meet him, buy a t-shirt. Should be a good time. I'm excited for the car show. I'm really excited for the burnout contest. But I'm excited to see you guys too. So come on out, check it out. So, remember guys, your dreams aren't going to work unless you do. So even if it's just this much progress, keep making progress.